Hi, everyone. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck this week, and we have the devil on the other deck. And so I feel for some of us, this is a sort of a pattern of getting defensive over things, and we may not even realize why it's happening. I know I used to work with this person who it was kind of the same situation. Like, no matter how nicely I sent an email, I always got this block, this defensiveness, this um, resistance, and it was kind of like it was their job. Like I had to ask them, and there was, you know what I mean. So it was just like I had trepidation every time I had to like deal with this person because they were so just defensive and um, just I can't think of the word, but they just were resistant to anything and everything. So it was just so frustrating. And years later, I found, and I'm not always good at this, but I would call her on the phone. I made a point to find out about her and get to know her, and it did eventually go away. But had I matched her defensiveness with my own defensiveness, things would not have gone well. And I did do that a couple times. Trust me, it doesn't go well. No matter how like justified, like I need you to do this. It's your job. Like I don't know what else to say. It just wasn't helpful. So I had to try a different approach. And we became friends actually. And I found out that she had had a very abusive, difficult past. And when you kind of look at the context, it's like you can see how she would be afraid of how she would have um, excessively strong boundaries and be defensive because she had been treated so poorly. Um, so, where in our lives do we bring sort of defensiveness from past situations into present situations that don't really warrant? And how might we be affecting things um, in that way that we don't even realize because it's such a visceral response that's ingrained in us from past situations? The devil's any sort of repeating pattern that has negative consequences, that doesn't help us. So whether it's how we react to things, lots of times it's that negative thought pattern, our inner demons, our insecurities that come up. And just when we think we've gotten a hold of it, it shows up just for the sake of seemingly, bringing us down. So trying to let go of that stuff, stay on top of it, understand that it's probably always going to come up at different points in our life, especially when we're stressed and things are busy. Like that's when these things seem to creep up, and just being able to acknowledge it. Yep, of course, things are really busy and this is creeping up, and sort of acknowledging it and say, okay, well, it doesn't have to control me. It doesn't have to permeate all my interactions and ruin my whole life, and sort of acknowledging and recognizing it for what it is. In the work category, you have the Lover's card and the Star card. So the Lover's card is very on a very mundane level. You may be in love with someone at work. Okay, that's kind of the simplest way to put this. You may find work you absolutely love. You may be branching out and dreaming and really going for your dreams of what your dream job is, starting your own business, breaking out on your own, starting a new career. Really, really, wishing upon a star, really going for it. Like this card's about commitment. Like, what are your priorities? Where are you spending your time? If you say you love the job you're doing, but you're calling in sick all the time, or you procrastinate and you realize you're really just not happy, we'll examine that. Then that's a good opportunity to say, well, what might make me happy? Where do I spend my time? Where am I committed to things? And maybe trying to see if you can make money in a different way, or where is my talent? What do I like spending time on? And trying to find a job that capitalizes on your strengths instead of feeling like you're at a job where all you do is stuff that you don't feel good about and is something you dislike and you don't even feel particularly successful at. So really examining your career this month and breaking free, dreaming, committing towards finding something that's more aligned with what you want. And these are two very powerful cards. So the energy is there if you want to take action to finding a more fulfilling career. In the home category, the Ace of Pentacles, very nice, and the Wheel of Fortune. So if anyone has had some hard times, things are changing. Things are coming your way. Things are looking up. This is a beautiful offer from the universe. So this is a new home, a new job, a new health routine, a new baby, something new in the home, a really positive, beneficial new start, something tangible that you've wanted coming into your life. So this is something you're going to be able to see, feel, touch, a raise, more money in your bank account. Maybe you refinance your home I just did that recently, and you lower your mortgage payment. Supplement your income with something you do out of the home. All sorts of those types of things. So a very positive omen on the home front. You should be feeling, your finances should be feeling better. You should be feeling better. Your home atmosphere should be feeling much better. And if things had not been great, the Wheel of Fortune reminds us that if we can find practices, ways to keep ourselves grounded and centered, and that is going to be different for everyone. It may be running for some people, it could be meditating, it could be working in the yard, cleaning. Some people find cleaning very relaxing. I wish I had that trait. I don't. But feeling centered so that when you do go through ups and downs, it doesn't wildly affect you and stress you out and negatively harm you. You're able to ride in the center of the wheel and stay centered and ride things out, good and bad, without feeling the extremes. So really find that which really calms you and feeds your soul, and then you're just going to be happier and healthier. And it's amazing when you're feeling good how good things just seem to come to you more easily, because you're not all barricaded with stress and you're not as closed off, because you're not feeling as worried or that you need to protect yourself in the world. So I feel like a lot of you have been working hard on staying centered and bringing good things, and you're going to be seeing that reward come in this month. So that's really lovely. In the relationship department, not the best cards, I'll say. For any of you some of you may be feeling excluded, left out in the cold, a disconnect if you're with a partner, disconnected, or if you're single, you just may be feeling that you're never going to meet someone. This card really shows that there's all this beautiful light and warmth and comfort and new beginnings and enlightenment and everything that's good. The sun is just right on the other side of this card, but she has her eyes. She doesn't want to see. She just is kind of stuck in a negative pattern. That goes back to that Devil card. So trying to allow yourself to open up and see that there is lots of good in the world, and that you're not left out in the cold. There are people there for you. With the Seven of Pentacles, it just may be if you're in a relationship and things aren't going so well that you're just in sort of a downward cycle. Now, finding the balance between just allowing the relationship to go through its ups and downs, or recognizing that this down is never coming back up. You have to maybe, so for some of you, face that this is not going to turn around, or if it's going to turn around, you have to look at it more closely. Sometimes maybe have those hard conversations that could run the risk of ending the relationship. Like, I can't live like this and this needs to change, or I'm out. And the person may say, well, then we're done. And that's really, really scary. But if you're living like this, the relationship this isn't a happy relationship. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you at the next video. Take care.